This is Sybert signing into Red Alert Remaster on the map Tournament or Rift for game number 1 of this AVA series. We've got ourselves a little mirror matchup featuring DrGreenThumb versus Goku. These replays are a little bit old, and by the way, yes, the names don't always show up in replays. I don't know why, but in these 3 games, Goku is playing yellow and DrGreenThumb is playing the blue or the cyan every game, so that does actually work out quite nicely. These were auto-match games that were played a little while ago, but it's a little set of 3 games for us to check out. Unfortunately, no Soviets, but we'll make do. We'll make do with the allied mirror that is the latter experience of Red Alert Remastered. Tournament or Rift, I think Keep Off the Grass and Bullseye. I think those are the 3 maps. So pretty common maps. You do roll the dice. There's, I don't know, 7 maps in the ladder rotation. You do roll the dice on ladder, and sometimes you do get the same map or 2 a couple of times. Like in the fight for first that we had, it was, I don't know, 15 or 16 games, and I think there were still a couple of maps that we didn't actually run into in that whole time. And Tournament or Rift was one of the ones that we got 3 or 4 or maybe 5 times, so depending on how the RNG works that day, sometimes you end up playing the same map over and over again. And ooh, bit of intentional feeding here by Goku. He got the win on one of the earlier skirmishes between the riflemen, but then he just feeds a whole squad of riflemen into DrGreenthumb's riflemen. Refineries are up for both players. We do have their expansions. You start on the one field, you base crawl to the other field, and on Tournament or Rift, that's sometimes where you end. We do also occasionally see players crawl their way to an expansion towards the middle of the map. Sometimes it's a multi-MCV life. Usually it's just the base crawl with the silos. Riflemen targeting down that refinery. Harvesters brought off the line to deal with them, and okay, all of the riflemen go down. No real problems to worry about. Light tanks starting to cross the map for Goku. DrGreenThumb is going to have a couple of his own light tanks out to deal with them. The base crawl has begun for Goku, so we may have ourselves a 3rd field economy for both players before too long. Tanks on the move out. Equal number of light tanks in the middle for the most part. Reinforcements coming in from both sides. As always with Red Alert Remastered, the games can swing so quickly one way or the other. Couple of tanks trying to sneak by in the north. Actually, that's a couple of riflemen. Tank over there on the left side. Meanwhile, DrGreenThumb happy to retreat away from the front line. Goku getting his base creep out there with those Tib silos. And it looks like Goku also potentially trying to stop the base crawl of his opponent. He sent that little squad of infantry while his tanks are down south. 1 tank given away, a 2nd tank will retreat there in the middle of the map. And Goku now has a couple of Tib silos. Occasionally, you will have a situation where you're being a little bit too aggressive on the sale of your Tib silos. Someone comes in with a couple of tanks or a couple of riflemen, and they completely reset your base crawl there. But as long as you've got units nearby, you can usually prevent that from happening. DrGreenThumb has the better tank count in the south because in the north is where Goku has sent most of his reinforcements. And I do wish we could get rid of this UI bar, but it's there just permanently sometimes, blocking tank fights down there on the southern edge of the screen. Goku, meanwhile, on the north side of the map, moving out with a number of light tanks, trying to force DrGreenThumb into making a bad decision. And DrGreenThumb says, let's just go for it. Let's base trade. So now Goku is going to want to keep DrGreenThumb in the middle of the map as long as possible. Goku is going to be going right right for the throat. If he can shut down the economy and the production, then that will be it for Goku, or for DrGreenThumb. Either one, it looks like he has chosen the production, so he's hoping to lock down all of those war factories. Second refinery gets established, so DrGreenThumb is going to have very few options very soon, but he's preserved one war factory. He's done it. He's held on. His economy is hampered. His production is hampered, but we'll see if he's able to keep the pain moving on the left side of the map, because DrGreenThumb has managed to keep a couple of tanks alive. He did switch into the medium tanks a little while ago, so he's got 4 or 5 of them still packaged along with this army. Barracks is still here for Goku, so he always has that as a backup, but now his MCV being targeted. DrGreenThumb has lost a lot of tanks in this transition over to the main base, and Goku's defense holds strong. Goku going to be able to clean up the last tank? Okay, yeah. His last couple of light tank shots. Oh, gosh. He hasn't actually gotten the kill. Nope, not going to get it. He turns everything south, and as long as he's got that MCV, then hope springs eternal. Meanwhile, on the DrGreenThumb side of the map, things are looking dire. We'll see what he's able to do against these tank reinforcements that are coming in. He's just streaming tanks across the map. He's just going to try and end it. But of course, Goku has far more tanks on defense and far more buildings for DrGreenThumb to be able to kill. Meanwhile, the harvesters aren't brought off the line to try and tank shots or extend the game or anything. DrGreenThumb not making a lot of progress on the right side or on the left side of the map, and Goku is cleaning up the right side of the map. 2 buildings left. Technically, DrGreenThumb is still in this. I think they're just chatting to each other, typing back and forth. Goku has what it takes to end this game, and I think he will in just a moment there. Okay, there we go. And that's the end of the game. So Goku picks up the first win here in this set of 3 games. And that takes us to keep off the grass. DrGreenThumb repositioning his MCV a little bit closer to the gems in the middle. And Goku still playing the yellow. Both players, of course, still playing allies here in this series. Couple of riflemen heading out. Double barracks for Goku. There's the second barracks for DrGreenThumb. Of course, with the MCV move, it is a very slight building disadvantage for DrGreenThumb, but these keep off the grass games can turn on a dime even more than a typical Red Alert Remastered game. You get that fight in the middle, and then someone will sneak around a couple of riflemen onto the north or the south side, and they'll manage to punch through everything else. Very early pillbox in the south from DrGreenThumb. Sells off one of his barracks, and his refinery is super late. I think not just because of his MCV move in the beginning there, but also possibly because of he was, trying to reposition it. I'm not sure if that second barracks was completely blocking it, but he had to kill an extra couple of walls. And that refinery placement is very important. Rifleman moving forward for DrGreenThumb. Now keep in mind, in the south, there is a big section of riflemen heading forward for Goku. 2 pillboxes are down. DrGreenThumb probably can't make much more progress than that. He does at least have a pillbox and a couple of riflemen in the south. Number of riflemen are going to be getting cut down. Goku might be able to break the pillbox. The other riflemen aren't moving into reposition. Nope. They're just going to die on the battlefield there, but they have at least stopped Goku's attack from moving in. Second pillbox in the north now for DrGreenThumb. He is starting to lose the pillbox wars in the middle of the map, but his refinery hasn't been touched yet. So he still has that harvester working away. He still has... we'll see. He still has the harvester working for now, but losing that harvester in the middle of the map is the death sentence. Riflemen are going to try, and they're not jumping on the refinery at all. They're just trying to kill off the pillbox and kill off the other refinery, the other riflemen as well. The refinery, I thought, was the target for Goku. 3 pillboxes in the middle now for DrGreenThumb, and DrGreenThumb's refinery down to half health, but Goku has lost so many riflemen in the north there. More riflemen going to be moving in. DrGreenThumb has a fresh pillbox, but so does Goku. Goku is going to be able to hold on for a moment. DrGreenThumb bursts down one pillbox, but the other pillboxes remain. And now the reinforcements are slowing for DrGreenThumb. Both players have given away a huge number of riflemen just in different areas of the map. DrGreenThumb repositioning. Yeah, as soon as you have a couple of riflemen near that pillbox, it makes it so much stronger. Both players still fighting for the middle of the map, but there's not a lot of gems left. Turret is now here for DrGreenThumb. Two riflemen over there on the right side for Goku. Both players still have a decent amount of cash in the bank, and they're both sticking on barracks tech for now, which is not uncommon for this map. I thought for sure Goku was going to be able to dive on this refinery at some point and shut down DrGreenThumb, but he has not been able to do that, at least not just yet. Big group of riflemen in the south for DrGreenThumb. A couple of more riflemen standing by in the north. Turret getting sold off. DrGreenThumb is moving forward. I think he's going to be able to cut off the refinery. Whoa! The riflemen are not getting crushed very quickly. They might actually be able to get this refinery. The crushes will come through. Only a little bit of health left. Second ore truck is going to be brought onto the line. It's such a dangerous dance. And okay, he got the crushes that he needed. Goku saves his refinery. He does have a second refinery now deployed. Middle of the map has been cleared out of gems. And this is where this map gets kind of awkward, especially with how furious you fight over the gems in the middle and how often the game just ends with the fight for the middle. Pillbox in the north. He's going to be able to deal with those riflemen. Refinery has been healed almost back up to full, and that is going to be it. The GG gets called. The refinery on the right side got shut down. Goku finally found the kill that he was looking for. And I think Goku is the one who took that game. DrGreenThumb tapping out at the last moment. And welcome to Bullseye for game number 3. Of course, in the north playing the yellow, it's Goku. And in the south playing the blue, playing the cyan, this is DrGreenThumb. Which, you know, blue or cyan and yellow, I guess they are both next to green on the color wheel. So you can kind of take your pick as to which one you like better for DrGreenThumb. But I feel like the blue fits a little bit better, especially with the green of the barracks there versus the yellow-green of the barracks here. But these are also just the auto-match colors, so you can't really change them. Maybe one day someone will come up with recolor support for auto-match. I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't have recolor and auto match. It's not like it affects balance or anything, especially if both players can choose their own colors for themselves and their opponent. But this is what we have. Blue versus yellow every time. A couple of riflemen moving out for both players. DrGreenThumb with the little net of riflemen there on the left side. Riflemen going to be finding each other in the middle there. Goku will be able to punch through the defenses here on the left side, but he has, of course, been spotted by DrGreenThumb. A couple of extra shots from those riflemen. They'll find a couple of reinforcements. This is one thing that DrGreenThumb has been pretty consistent with is being able to shut down these flanks that Goku attempts. Goku keeps attempting these rifleman flanks, and in all 3 games now, pretty much every one has been shut down by DrGreenThumb. Even if he doesn't kill every rifleman in the flank, he at least eliminates almost all of them to the point of where Goku can't get massive damage done quickly. Bullseye, one of those maps that we tend to see longer games on, and one of those maps that we still don't see very many people go for the gems. It tends to be about this fight between these two kind of fields that you start in between, which, as you can see, Goku having a little bit of trouble keeping hold of his base crawl, and the crushes are not good for Goku. He is going to be losing that power plant. War Factory gets deployed immediately. Second tank does step on out. So the other war factory is down here in between the refineries, but does reset the base crawl a little bit. Obviously, it's not a huge deal. You want the second war factory at some point anyways, and putting it in the north isn't a big change. It actually kind of evens the base crawl out between the two players. DrGreenThumb and Goku both going to be reaching their second field around the same time. Light tanks moving out, trying to find another avenue. Goku keeping everything on his side of the map for now. These tanks are the first tanks rather, that he's going to be able to sneak out onto the DrGreenThumb side of the map. Oh, if he jumps on this second war factory, that'll really hamper the production of Goku. Power plant and a war factory going down would be bad for Goku. It wouldn't necessarily be game ending, but it would be a big reset for Goku to have to deal with. Refinery taking a lot of damage, but with this many tanks, I think the refinery is safe. It's getting low, but the tanks are even lower. Backup power plant as well for Goku. And a couple of extra tanks packed along may have made the difference. On the other side of the map, Goku gets a bit of damage. One tank still remaining here for DrGreenThumb. Got deep behind enemy lines, and I guess he can just use it for a bit of scouting. Started attacking the MCV, force a couple of tanks back to respond. Goku will need to deal with this tank sooner or later. But yeah, he's got easy tank numbers to be able to clean up that one light tank. Both players will probably switch up to mediums at some point, but who switches first into mediums and at what point is always a mixed bag. It's never consistent between the players, and some players, they just stick with light tanks the entire game. A couple of riflemen packed along here. DrGreenThumb not finding the best of these tank exchanges, but he does have reinforcements constantly coming in. A couple of tanks sneaking off for Goku. Will he be able to actually find some damage? That refinery was never healed back up to full, so while the tank exchanges continue on the front line, Goku is going to try and open up a second front in this war and force DrGreenThumb's reinforcements to respond to the left side, unless DrGreenThumb just won't even realize and won't even send any tanks over there. So one refinery down, that is going to slow down the economy of DrGreenThumb. He has switched into medium tanks, and the reinforcements for Goku are all light tanks. Meanwhile, the second, or I guess this is the third war factory of DrGreenThumb getting targeted down. He will be able to save it here. Only 2 light tanks left, and there's now 5 medium tanks responding to that situation. DrGreenThumb is going to try and get some counterattack damage. If he can push across the map and do something to Goku, it would even things out. Goku might actually just be able to trap these tanks here in this endless fight. MCV was sold off by Goku. DrGreenThumb still has his MCV. Tanks moving into position. Goku will have some forces here to deal with this, and the tanks might just dive on the refinery. There is already a second refinery there, so losing the first refinery isn't the end of the world, but of course losing both refineries would again just slow down that economy. And with no MCV, any building losses are permanent here for Goku. DrGreenThumb trying to push in on multiple fronts, and Goku just kind of ignoring the pressure in some areas and pushing past it in others. The harvesters are being targeted down, or trucks aren't going to last forever, but at least they can be rebuilt, unlike any of the buildings for Goku. MCV still around for DrGreenThumb. I'm really surprised he hasn't sold that off yet. And DrGreenThumb calls off the attack. He has all of his tanks retreat, and he gets 1 war factory. So the production of Goku is going to slow down a smidge. He is down from 3 war factories down to just 2, but that is certainly not the end of the world for Goku. He has a lot of tanks already out, and his economy hasn't been hampered, at least not just yet, and he can afford to lose 1 of those refineries. DrGreenThumb putting out a couple of tanks, but Goku has the far superior tank numbers. Harvesters will be potentially targeted down here as Goku, whoa, super fast forward mode. Replays do have a fast forward that activates, but this is way faster than normal. This is crazy fast. Normally it speeds up a little bit, but this is insane. DrGreenThumb is holding off most of the tanks. His production seems to be going okay, and Goku's tank numbers reinforcing constantly. Goku's economy never was hampered by DrGreenThumb. He did some damage to harvesters, but he never killed off those refineries. And we do actually have the entire middle of the map being claimed by both players. They did kind of form an agreement to harvest away all of those gems. And these tank movements are just so fast, but it's actually going to be the riflemen backstabbing for Goku that find a kill on some critical infrastructure there. Goku's still pumping out more and more tanks, and the riflemen have not been dealt with. They clean up another power plant and down to just one war factory. Wow, I do not know what happened there with that game speed. That was absolutely insane. How fast that was going. Okay, if you back up, apparently it just goes back to normal. But yeah, normally it speeds up a little bit. But that was truly a crazy speed up. Yeah, Goku, those flanks from Goku, that was the thing that actually ended up working out for him. This was the one time that he wasn't able to stop it. Oh, it was pure riflemen. I thought there would have been a couple of tanks mixed along with it, but it was actually pure riflemen for Goku. And yeah, all of these tanks are fighting back here on the front line, and that is not the main attack. One war factory, so he has 3 war factories. Still, DrGreenThumb actually held on to those 3 war factories for a long time. Ore truck comes off the line to try and deal with those riflemen, and then... yeah, DrGreenThumb just goes back to controlling his army. Oh no, we brought a second ore truck down. No, I think that is auto-harvesting. I'm not sure where that ore truck is going. And DrGreenThumb has to worry about these tanks over here and trying to kill off these riflemen, and he just leaves them. Yeah, DrGreenThumb, he didn't actually send that ore truck back, so then he's forced to sell off that war factory. And now he's down to 1 war factory production. And he never even killed this refinery up north either. So Goku was trading tanks, trading tanks, and DrGreenThumb lost out on the infrastructure battle over there. He still has a decent amount of cash, I guess, from selling his MCV, maybe. When did he actually sell his MCV? Oh, he sold it a while ago. He sold it sometime around the speed up. Okay, so there. Yeah. So yeah, right around the time that the game sped up like crazy is when he sold his MCV. And then he lost both of his war factories there. And he still had a couple of riflemen that he hadn't dealt with. Well, DrGreenThumb putting up a good tank fight, but ultimately not able to stop the attack that mattered most. I guess eventually he will clean up these riflemen with his reinforcements there. But that will do it for this video, for this little set of games between Goku and DrGreenThumb. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is Sybert signing out.